My name is Kathie Cheney. After I graduated from college, I decided I'd try being a flight attendant for a little while. Back into a job that I just loved. I loved the travel, I loved the people, I loved the fact that it changed constantly. I never realized the price I was going to pay them. To me, I'm an example of the price you pay for working in tobacco smoke. I'm a non-smoker, and I never will be a smoker, but I worked in other people's smoke, and I paid the price every day.
Secondhand smoke is very dangerous, even to non-smokers, because we know that there are some 55,000 deaths every year in our country from individuals who die because of inhaling secondhand smoke. Heart disease, lung cancer, sudden infant death syndrome, other cancers. So clearly secondhand smoke is a very dangerous substance.
When my doctor got the pathology reports back, he said, you have a smoker's throat cancer. He called it that because it's a type of cancer not normally found in women. And when it is, it's generally women who are heavy smokers over a long period of time. I never smoked, but I worked in other people's smoke, and I inhaled their smoke over a long period of time. My doctor said, in my opinion, your cancer came from inhaling other people's smoke since you weren't a smoker. I can't prove it. This was 16 years ago. He said, I don't understand why the studies don't show it, but eventually they will. They have to, because we see it every day.
A number of studies have shown that exposure to as little as 30 minutes of secondhand smoke every day can cause as much heart damage or heart disease as one finds in someone who is a habitual smoker. What these studies show is the fact that byproducts from smoking, nicotine, really are so prevalent in the air that almost 90% of citizens are found to have these byproducts in their blood. Shows how pervasive secondhand smoke is.
When I found out that I had cancer, I was very aware of the fact that two of the women that I had worked with as flight attendants had also discovered their cancers shortly after the birth of their babies. It shouldn't have surprised me, because I remember being on a flight when we had a hard landing and the door opened and the masks should have dropped down, and they didn't. So we called the mechanics, and he said, well, this plane must be due for a routine overhaul. This is what we have to clean out in the smoking sections, especially all the time. The masks were gummed into place by this thick brown muck. It was the tar and the nicotine from the air. So I shouldn't have been surprised that that same air that I was inhaling that would gum an oxygen mask into place would do something inside my body. But you don't see it, and you don't feel it, and you don't know it's there until you're fighting to survive. Years ago, I helped put up the first smoking section signs on our airplanes. We knew then that they would only contain the smokers, but not their smoke. Apparently, flight attendants over the years had been noticing that non-smoking flight attendants were coming down with smokers' diseases. And they became very aware that they had young women coming down with lung problems and sinus problems and cancers and just a variety of smokers' diseases. And they started taking the smoke off the plane. Today, you can fly across our country, across the surrounding oceans. You can fly around the world on our American carriers without inhaling tobacco smoke. And at 35,000 feet, you can't step outside to catch a quick smoke. If we can do that in the air, we should have done it already on the ground. We ended up with a settlement of $300 million. The Flight Attendant Medical Research Foundation has taken that money. After the expenses were paid, the money was all put into research. Now, we all could have used the money. Every one of us has paid the price of our exposure to smoke. But we need our health back more than we need money. If I could get my health back, I could go back to work. I could earn money. I could be independent and self-sufficient. For me, the hardest part of this wasn't the surgery, and it wasn't even the radiation, and it wasn't the pain of swallowing or the hoarse voice. Something happened when I was going through radiation, and I lost the energy that I always had. Now I have a couple of hours a day, and that's it. Where I used to have a full life, now I have a wedge, and I try to get everything that has to get done in that little wedge. But the real price is paid by my family. They not only lost my income, but now they end up paying to have things done that I used to do automatically for the family. That's probably the hard part, watching the price they pay. There's so much damage done, so many diseases that are preventable. We'd have to change dangerous old habits. People are dying needlessly. They are suffering and dying for things that we should have already changed.
It is very difficult to protect oneself from secondhand smoke, and we must continue to work to reduce tobacco use among our citizens because of the pervasive effect of secondhand smoke, in addition to the direct effects of smoking in those who use tobacco.
We are not asking smokers to stop smoking. We're just asking them to stop damaging other people with your smoke. Smoke where your secondhand smoke won't be trapped, and everyone else will have to share the damage along with you. And I don't understand why that is too much to ask.